The traditional reason for rate cuts has always been recession, and the clouds of recession can't be offshore. It's got to be a heavy rain on us. I mean, one of the lessons we've seen from the last two times they cut rates in 2001 and 2007, they cut rates so aggressively that nobody was really looking for it, and it didn't really help the economy. So for me, I wouldn't make rate cuts for risk management reasons just in case. You've got to have an absolute recession with job losses, but the market's doing what it's done.
Do you have a quarter on you or a coin or so? I do not, because there's a school of thought, and I don't want to be some sort of a conspiracy theorist, but hey, the Financial Times talked about it this morning, which is there's a school of thought that this is a heads I win, tails you lose market for Trump, because if he presses the Fed, if he presses the tariff issue, the Fed may be forced to do what he wants, which is cut rates. So the more he sort of aggressively goes after tariffs, he might win on the Fed side. Do you buy into that?
Yeah, it is kind of crazy, like a fox sort of situation. The only problem I have with that is that, and that's why the market's going to hang on hoping for rate cuts, right? The president has said he wants 4 rate cuts to 1.5%. I think he's making a mistake that pushing rates to 1.5% is not going to be rocket fuel. The economy is not going to take off and grow 3%. I think he's mistaken on his policy.
Because at least, you know, from our playbook in the past, Chris, a rate cut meant the Fed was worried. It's not it shouldn't be a good thing.
It could be that as well. I think the problem at this point is they've pretty much said, they've kind of talked themselves into a worry of what does this low inflation mean? I mean, Powell tried to come out and say 1.6% inflation, it's transitory, forget about it. Market doesn't care. They think there's something wrong. It means that the economy, maybe deflation is lurking around the corner with 1.6% core inflation. I don't buy it.
All we've been talking about, Chris, is how these tariffs are going to jack up prices on the consumer, not just us. I go on Morning Joe and we talk about, you know, major networks outside of business are talking about this. And now the Fed is talking, there goes my IFB. Yeah. Now the Fed is talking about deflation.
Right.
What happened to the tariff effect?
Well, I mean, there's theoretically 19 Fed officials, right? And boy, all these people, some of them have views that, you know, low inflation could signal deflation. But, you know, that's probably not going to be the case, not with unemployment rates so low at this stage.
So should the Fed cut rates? Yes or no?
I think it's a big mistake. I think they're caving into the market's demands here, and the market's kind of mindless here in discounting these rate cuts.
Is the market mindless or is it lemmings?
They're going to lead us over the cliff. They're going to lower the long-term rate on savings available to the baby boom generation retiring. It's a big mistake.
They're going to force people.